Ladies and gentlemen, the Gen Zs and the millennials have been holding protests in the country, and as a result, we've seen significant changes in the political terrain of the country right now. Now, as a result, these Gen Zs and millennials had so many issues that they channeled in various platforms, that is on social media, and some of them verbal even to the president in various platforms. Now, today the president came out to give a speech that everybody has been waiting for a very long time. Now, there are a few things that I captured from the speech that I want to talk about on this video. And kindly, before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching our videos, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that's the best support you can always give this channel. What did I note from the president's speech? First, the president was precise and also he was serious. Another thing I realized from him, he was composed, and hopefully he's going to be very trustworthy this time around, because most probably I feel like the seriousness that he showed during the speech is going to deliver whatever he talked about to cut down the expenditures and ensure that there are reforms in the government based on the issues that were raised by the Gen Zs and the millennials. Another thing I noted from the president there, this time around, he hit right. What do I mean by that? The president recognized that there were deaths in the country and he sent his condolences to the family. Apart from that, he also offered to support these families that were affected, particularly those who were injured and those who died, and which is a good gesture, particularly to the Gen Zs and the millennials, because we feel now the president recognizes the availability, the presence of the youths in the country, and particularly the challenges that we are facing. Now, the president offering the support to these families, I think it's a reprieve also to their families themselves. They'll feel good because the president has recognized that these people are undergoing too much pain because of the people expressing themselves, which is a constitutional right and a requirement, actually. Now, I took into account so many things that the president also talked about. I realized that from his speech today, where he was giving some directions, I realized that the president recognized the grievances that were being raised by the Gen Zs and the millennials. Now, my attention that I want to look at in this video here, the issue to do with the public debt. The president promised that he is going to create a task force that is going to investigate and actually conduct a public audit and conduct an audit on the public debt, where we expect some of the questions to be answered from this report that is going to come out in 3 months' time. As he said, one of them, it is when this amount of money was borrowed. We want to know exactly the debt that you are paying when it was borrowed. Another thing we want to know from there, it is who borrowed this amount, whether it was during Kenyatta's time or during his time, because we want to distinguish the two. Who has borrowed more and where has the money been used? Also, that's a question that you have to really be answered. What has this money that was borrowed done to the country? How has it benefited Kenyans who are now struggling and paying high taxes to pay the debt? And if this money was used incorrectly, we want to see these people held culpable. We want to know these people, and they have to pay the debt that Kenyans are struggling to pay. Because if someone used the debt in the manner it was not intended to be used for, I think this person has to come on board and answer the questions. Even if it's possible, he pays back the money that he had stolen from the Kenyans. We want to know how much has been paid to this debt. If it was used correctly, we want to know that the amount that was borrowed, it has been used correctly, and actually some of them has been paid, and this is the amount that has been paid, and this is how it's going to be paid. These are very crucial questions that we need the answers as urgent as possible. The 3 months, I feel like it's too long, but okay, based on maybe the experts that would be involved there, I think because it's a huge amount of money that was used there, we want to know precisely where this money went, and all these questions, once they're answered, it can give the Kenyans the motivation to pay the debt, pay taxes, and ensure that at least we've lived within our means to pay the taxes, the debts as it's required, because we also want to maintain our name outside there to the world monetary institutions who are supporting us in terms of development. So therefore, the public audit, it's going to be a very serious thing that Kenyans are going to wait for the report and ensure that at least we've gotten the answer, because that is what is troubling the country right now. The report that is coming out is that if we have 100 shillings as a country, 60%, 60 shillings goes to the paying of the public debt. Now, we feel like if this thing is thoroughly handled, answers to the questions that are being raised by the Kenyans, particularly the Gen Zs and millennials answered, then we are going to, William Ruto is going to at least, William Ruto is going to restore the public trust that actually he has lost. Because as we talk right now, most people don't trust what he says, how he does things, and we feel like most of the things that he has brought up in his government are not so clear to the common mananchi. That is my video there and there. Kindly, once again, if this is the first time you're watching our videos, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that's the best support you can always give this channel.